What would you risk to save a single life in the wild? When a storm turns a tranquil savannah into a deadly river, only true courage can make a difference. This is the incredible story of a ranger, a cub, and a rescue that moved an entire sanctuary to tears. The furious roar of the floodwaters tore through the usual tranquility of the sanctuary. Noah, a seasoned ranger with sun-weathered skin etched with the marks of time and eyes that always held a resolute gleam, wrestled with the raging current. Amidst the swirling water, a small, pale yellow form appeared, stirring his heart. A LionCub. Could Noah conquer the violent water to save this tiny life? Zuberi Wildlife Reserve sprawled like a colossal tapestry, woven from a myriad of African hues. Dawn awakened over the golden grasslands, painting the horizon with vibrant streaks of orange and pink, highlighting clusters of acacia trees with their graceful umbrella shapes. The elephant's river meandered like a silver ribbon, reflecting herds of elephants moving leisurely and lazy hippos wallowing. As dusk fell, Zuberi donned its mystical cloak with deep shades of purple and red, and the chirping of insects mingled with the distant howl of hyenas, creating an enchanting wild symphony. Here life and death unfolded in every moment, forging a beauty that was both magnificent and harsh, captivating anyone who set foot there. Noah was born in a small village nestled on the edge of Zuberi Wildlife Reserve. His childhood was intertwined with the sounds and sights of the wild. The roar of lions echoing through the sanctuary, the graceful silhouettes of antelope on the plains, and flocks of brightly colored birds soaring through the sky. Despite a life of poverty, Noah always felt rich because of the abundance of nature around him. He often skipped school to follow the adults on hunts not to kill, but to observe and learn about the behavior of the animals. Noah's heart always stirred with the wild beauty and the fragility of the small creatures. The dream of becoming a ranger, protecting Zuberi from poachers, and preserving its natural beauty for future generations sprouted in his mind from those childhood days, like a seed germinating under the African sun. Years passed, and the boy Noah had become a strong young man, carrying within him the still burning flame of passion for the wild animal world. He diligently studied, overcoming many difficulties to complete his degree in wildlife conservation. The day he held his diploma, Noah did not hesitate. He chose Zuberi Wildlife Reserve, the place that had nurtured his childhood dreams, as the first destination in his journey to realize his ideals. His heart was eager, mixed with a touch of nervousness at the thought of contributing to the protection of this sacred land, where childhood memories and a love for nature had merged into a great aspiration. That day began like any other in the sanctuary. A clear blue sky gave way to dark clouds rolling in from the horizon. Then the rain poured down, heavy and relentless, as if the entire sky was weeping. Noah, after years of being connected to this land, understood the danger lurking beneath the wild beauty. Heavy rains could turn gentle streams into raging torrents in an instant. He received a report of an emergency situation in the lower reaches of the river, where a pride of lions lived, including several cubs. Worry surged in Noah's heart. He quickly put on his faded ranger uniform, grabbed his old radio and a water bottle, and drove his familiar jeep through the muddy dirt roads. As he approached the river area, the scene became chaotic. Trees were uprooted, rocks were scattered, and the muddy red floodwaters were furiously sweeping away everything in their path. Noah stopped the jeep, his eyes quickly scanning the area. He knew he had to act fast. He began walking along the riverbank, calling out the names of colleagues who might be nearby. but only the roar of the water answered him. Noah felt the sense of isolation wash over him, but the urge to help propelled him forward. Suddenly, amidst the debris of floating trees, he saw a pale yellow patch struggling. At first he thought it was just a piece of driftwood, but as he got closer, Noah's heart clenched. It was a lion cub, tiny, and soaked desperately trying to cling to a small branch about to be swept away by the current. Its large, clear, amber eyes reflected utter fear. Its weak cries were swallowed by the roar of the floodwaters. Noah felt a pang in his heart. He had witnessed too much loss in nature, and he couldn't stand by and watch such a small creature drown. Without hesitation, Noah plunged into the icy water. The cold pierced him to the bone, and the powerful current tried to knock him off his feet. Fragments of trees crashed against him. But Noah felt no pain. In his mind, there was only the image of the desperate lion cub. He struggled to swim towards the small animal, each stroke of battle against the raging water. He remembered the swimming lessons from his childhood, the guidance of his father, a dedicated ranger who had devoted his life to this sanctuary. Reaching it, Noah gently but firmly grasped the trembling body of the lion cub. It was smaller and lighter than he imagined, its soft downy fur soaked in cold. Feeling the warmth of his hand, the cub let out a weak whimper, then nuzzled its head into Noah's palm. An act of trust that was deeply moving. With the lion cub held tightly in his arms, Noah began the arduous journey back to the shore. The floodwaters surged murky and cold, reaching up to Noah's chest. The strong current tried to pull him down, but the will to save the small life kept him steady. He gritted his teeth, held his breath, feeling the water pressure constricting his chest. In that suffocating moment, only one of Noah's arms was raised above the water, clutching the small, wet body of the lion cub. Its tiny face was wrinkled, its wide eyes filled with fear. Looking up at the grey sky as if searching for a glimmer of hope amidst nature's fury, Noah knew that every passing second was a life-or-death struggle. Not only for him, but also for the small creature he was trying to protect. While battling the current memories of previous patrols flooded Noah's mind. He remembered the majestic lions, the mother lions tenderly caring for their young. He told himself that he had to save this cub, had to return it to its family. Finally, after a long and difficult struggle, Noah reached the shore. He gasped for breath, his whole body soaked and trembling, but his heart was filled with indescribable joy. The lion cub lay quietly in his arms, its fur still wet, but its eyes now showing less fear, replaced by a sense of peace and trust. Noah carefully placed the lion cub on a patch of dry grass nearby, then quickly took off his soaked jacket to wrap around it, keeping the shivering little creature warm. He used his radio to contact the nearest ranger station, reporting the situation and requesting assistance. While waiting, Noah sat down beside the lion cub, gently stroking its soft fur. He noticed a small wound on its hind leg, probably for being hit by debris in the floodwaters. He carefully examined the wound and tried to clean it with the little clean water left in his bottle. A while later, the sound of a vehicle engine echoed from afar. Noah's colleagues had arrived. They were surprised to see him holding a soaked lion cub. After hearing Noah's story, they quickly gave first aid to the animal's wound and took both of them back to the ranger station. At the station, the lion cub was warmed and given milk. The veterinarians checked its overall health and determined that apart from the small wound on its leg, it was completely healthy. Everyone affectionately named it Coda. In the following days, Noah and his colleagues worked diligently to find Koda's pride. They used drones and tracked footprints left on the ground after the flood. Finally, they found the lion pride sheltering in a higher, safer area. The day Koda was reunited with his family was an emotional one. The mother lion recognized her cub immediately, nuzzling Koda and licking its fur. The other lions in the pride also approached, sniffing and welcoming the young member back. Noah stood at a distance, observing the heart-warming scene, a faint smile on his lips. He knew that his courageous act had given Koda a second chance at life, and he felt a profound sense of happiness. Noah knew that in this harsh, wild world, life and death were always close. But he also believed that human compassion and sharing could create miracles, bringing hope and opportunity to small creatures in need. The story of Koda became a small legend in the sanctuary, a testament to the power of kindness and the connection between humans and nature. The story of Noah and the lion cub Koda is a profound reminder of the fragility of nature and our sacred responsibility to protect it. Amidst the hardships of the wild, where life and death are separated by a thin thread, human compassion and sharing can bring a ray of hope and a chance of survival to small creatures in distress. Let us cherish every moment of life together. Join hands to protect the environment and the precious animals on this planet, because every small action can make a big difference. You have just witnessed an emotional story of courage, sacrifice, and love in a natural world. If you love touching stories about wildlife, meaningful conservation efforts, and want to explore more of the wonders and mysteries of this planet, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel today. We will bring you authentic footage, inspiring stories, stunning images, and useful information about wildlife and habitat conservation. Join us in becoming part of a community of nature lovers, spreading good values together and contributing to the protection of our common home. Press the subscribe button now and don't miss any videos. Your support is a great motivation for us to continue bringing you more meaningful and quality content. Thank you sincerely.